Hey guys, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host Sleepy Celestial. Now guys, as I mentioned, I am changing the format, the way I'm gonna be doing this. So we're doing the steeplechase, the women's 3000 steeplechase for the outdoor USA championships. Now like I mentioned before on my coverage for my updates that I was gonna be covering, from what I saw is that they updated the entire way that they released the USATF trials. So the way that they said they just released all the finals. So we're just going to be doing the finals for all of the events that I'm going to be covering. Kicking off the women's 3000 steeplechase, and then we're jumping into the men's 100 meters final, then the women's 100 meters final, then we're gonna do the women's 200, and then the 200 for the men's. So like I said, thank you guys so much for being so patient. It hasn't been easy to making sure that all of these go through, but like I said, I am enjoying this little moment to basically help you guys out. And like I said, I haven't really been looking at anything track and field, especially pertaining to USATF, because I wanted to make sure to stay spoiler free. So I wanted to see who won the men's and women's 100 meters and who also won the 200 meters. Now, as I know, Noah Lyles doesn't need to do the I think for the 200 or the 100, he doesn't need to run as much because he is the defending champ, as well as Sha'Carri Richardson. She is the defending champ from 2023. So with that being said, they get a pass to Worlds, so they will already be at Worlds. It's everybody else that needs to play catch up. So without further ado, the women's 3000 steeplechase. Now we may cut the segment to move the video a bit forward due to time, but we're gonna watch the race through and through. So prime timing for the women's steeplechase final. So the world record is from Kenya back in 2018, and then the American record, I'm assuming, is in 2021. Courtney French. So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Can't wait.
Chicago and then the New York Marathon in early November. All right, we'll check back with that in a moment, but primetime timing is women's steeplechase final.
All right. I always liked it, some of these events, because you get to actually see the entire oval, the entire track being used. I think that's a special thing as well, because when you think of a track, it's not just the people are running outside event. There are field events happening at the same time. You have triple jumps happening at the same time. You have pole vault, and then you have javelins. So as a person that's an athlete myself, going to track meets, you get to see everybody's doing something at their craft, but we're all in that same space. Like, everybody's thinking something different at the same time. And I always find that fascinating, because track is not just about who's running. There's also field events, and there's also other events that's happening at the same time. So I think that's pretty cool to see that everybody huddles in one big oval space, and all of these events are happening at the same time. So this is amazing.
Number 2 is Val Constantine.
All right.
Val Constantine is a two-time Olympian. She's the third fastest American of all time. She ran that time winning the Olympic trials last year.
See, there's things I never knew. She is the third fastest Volsi Constantine.
She has a new coach this year, Sean Carlson, and they decided to have a more slow approach to the season. So she really had a slower start to the year, but she feels like she's ready to hit on all cylinders now.
And a host of others want to make Team USA this year, including Gabby Jennings.
Jennings was fourth at the trials last year, but she trains.
So for now, guys, we're just gonna look, because some of these athletes I do not know. This is new to me. It was recommended to one of my people on my channel. Was like, hey, I should check the steeplechase. They also run the steeplechase, so I really wanted to honor that, because I wanna cover as much track athletes as I can. Like I said, my channel is also very track based. when it comes to like sport wise. Like I said, I'm a track athlete, and it's good to cover other track athletes. It's basically to spread the positivity of track and field, because we're not big on, like, besides Olympics and U.S. championships and other small meets, track is not like fully global unless it's dealing with the Olympics. So
is measured by Emma Coburn, and they really feel like this year her strength has caught up to her talent. She has done really well this year. She's won a lot of personal best. She comes in with the fastest time in the country, and she is calm, cool, and collected. She knows what she's ready to do.
And the top finisher for Team USA in Paris was Courtney Wayman.
Courtney Wayman has made every team since 2022, the last 3 years, and made the final at both World Championships and the Olympic Games. She always seems to find a way to get herself onto these teams. She's a very good championship racer.
So we're going to have this field lining up for 7.5 laps after watching a fabulous men's steeplechase. Without Emma Coburn competing this year, you've got a new generation of steeplechasers.
Oh, this is different, because the track from Hayward Field is so massive that they managed to put two people in the same lane, making it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 athletes on this track right now. So they might separate it into like 8x8. I don't know how they're gonna do this, but top three. So each top 3 has to be now separated to who's gonna go to the next one. That's interesting.
Team USA has really developed into a very consistent steeplechase pool of athletes.
I think this is one of the harder teams to make this year. The women are running really, really well. Multiple women with that world standard. The bar has just been raised, and they have stepped up to it. There's so many good women here, including women that are still in college or just graduated from college. This is going to be a very, very difficult team to make.
There are 6 women in this field now.
And you know what's crazy about, like I said, if you look at the scenery, you see that there's so many different things happening at the same time. What I find cool is that the steeplechase, either it's men or women, it starts off similar to like you're about to run distance, but in reality you're about to jump a lot of different obstacles, which is fun but I think scary at the same time.
As Ali Ostrander was a late scratch. 6 of these have the World Championship Center. It's got a little confusing to explain how to make the World Team. It used to be just top 3 from Team USA would go.
So you have Kayleen, Mitchell, Logan, Jolie, Val, Angelina, Polovin, and Napoleon, Lexi, Emma, Guy, and Gabrielle Jennings.
They made the standard harder.
All right.
And then they used world rankings to fill the pool, and we've talked about that in the context of like 10,000 meters.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult.
Like I said, it starts like I don't want to keep stopping, but like I said, it starts off similar to like a distance, and then I think they start huddling into 2 lanes, and then they will start breaking out.
Here today. Valcontine after the first round was saying the reason we see such good leaps in the steeplechase in racing conditions is because it's very difficult to replicate this in training. It's hard to have people around you or bumping you while you're running over barriers. So we really see these big leaps in these races. This is such a deep field. I don't think we're going to be worrying about time at the end of this race. I think it's going to be fast enough.
9 minutes and 18 seconds is that World Championship standard. So if you get it and you make the top 3, you're going to Tokyo. Pretty simple sequence there to explain.
Yeah, I don't think
and here's this crazy thing. You might think they're running slow right now. They're actually running in 400-meter pace under 55. Like, that's insane. That is insane if you think about it. They're not just running. They're running 400s within the whole thing times to make sure that they maintaining that speed.
A tighter pack. There's just a lot more women that have that standard.
I'm assuming she's the pace setter. Because in every distance, they have a pace setter, someone that kind of like controls the lead of the crowd, and then at a certain point they get off the field, and assuming that someone else takes over.
This effort from the beginning.
Angelina Napoleon moving up on the outside in that North Carolina State Wolfpack uniform.
Interesting.
New York, ACC champions, third in the steeplechase. And then Holiday Lowry, who was the runner-up for BYU. We talked about BYU. They are very well represented in the steeplechase.
Oh, absolutely. And Holiday Lowry has had such a good year, second at the NCAA championship, running 9:08, an incredible time for a collegiate athlete, rolls right into her pro career. She's in third right there, very confident. Her coach, Stilty Taylor, they all just believe in her so much, and they're always very, very well prepared for these races.
Hip number 8 is Gabby Jennings, and then you see Mitchell on the inside. Kaylee Mitchell, hip number 1, who competed at Oregon State, just up the road in Corvallis. Now for the first time we see Constine settling into 5th position as they start to roll through these early laps. Again, 7.5 laps of this track as they work their way down the back stretch for the second time.
And we see Kaylee Mitchell with that hit number 1 in 4th position, also having a good year. You're going to hear that from all these women. This really has been a breakthrough year for so many of these women. We've seen their times and their PRs just coming.
And what's cool as they talk about the commentary, so we're going to skip a little bit of that just to make sure to have enough time to cover everything. But they're doing at least 7-something laps, so we're not gonna cover everything. I'm making sure that we have time because due to YouTube regulations as well, I have to do this. I apologize, guys, but you know, when it's like a long event, YouTube I gotta make sure to follow the way that they do the coverage, because it's a lot to cover. It's really a lot to cover. So we could clearly see there's a lot going on right now. So we're gonna stop it here. So we're gonna watch it from there. But as you can see,
that water jump here a little bit.
and this is the cool thing I like about it. So every time they get to another part of the steeplechase, it seems like there's a different obstacle, almost as if these obstacles are already there. It's just they gotta get through each of those things. So now they're like in that, I call this like the puddle, like they get to jump and then
Tracy Hyde down there, not a good feeling. She gets herself up, she's gonna try to collect herself now, but we're starting to see a move here in the front here. Holiday Lowry going to the front and pushing. Remember, she was just a BYU athlete just a few days ago in her pro debut here, leading the U.S. championship.
And there's Hyde, who has elected to end her run on this afternoon.
And that takes I was saying this too, that takes a lot of mental energy, but at the same time that takes a lot of endurance and strength. Like you have to control your muscles and all that, all of those determining factors, due to the fact that you're jumping over things, you're running, and if you fall you gotta like basically recover quickly to get right back into the race. I think the steeplechase to me is very difficult. It's similar to the what is this called again? The triathlon, the decathlon. Like you running everybody's different race, but you're combining into one big one.
Lowry, Napoleon, Kaylee Mitchell is in third with Wayman.
All right, come on, ladies.
And Jennings, but one change in this race, opening up over the last 400 meters and in full flight.
Oh shoot!
Is Holiday Lowry. She's got almost 10 meters.
Is that bell? Is that bell?
Pushing away from everyone right now. You know, she had her eyes on the
Oh, that takes me back. When you used to hear that when the distance runners used to run, you be like, when the bells start ringing, you start hearing the coaches be like, go, go, go. Like you start hearing it, you know that they're gonna start pushing forward. That's the coolest thing ever.
In the back of her mind. that she wanted to perform well here.
Come
It's
on.
incredible to see her after such a long season, really stretching this out. But Napoleon's a huge story for me, Paul.
That takes a lot of endurance.
At the beginning of the year, controlling so much of this race today and running in second. You see Val Constein, last year's champion, trying to get past Kaylee Mitchell into that third position.
It seems as if, and this is my first time really sitting there watching the steeplechase, it seems as if they also have hurdle things in between. They also have jumps in between. They have so many different other elements of other events in between that.
And Chrissy Gear is moving up. She's in fifth. She won a U.S. title a few years ago. Marcus is trying to find something in her tank, but the all-important final match.
All right.
With Constein in third.
All right, they pushing.
Gear into fourth. One barrier to go. And Holiday Lowry in control. Napoleon looks behind. She's running out of gas. Constein and Gear fighting for Team USA. Holiday Lowry.
Damn. 9 hours and 9 seconds, 15 seconds.
And correction there, as that was Kaylee Mitchell. Now Constein. Apologies to her. She comes in third. As we had such a deconstruction of that lead group over the last 200 years. At that moment of realization, we're going to Tokyo.
These two just finished second and third at the
That's
Xfinity
awesome.
Championships, and now they're going on to represent Team USA. Just so impressive what these two women have done after such a long year. But look at Holiday Lowry over this final barrier, and look at her form here. She is just on a new level this year. She is a believer. She believes in what she's doing.
That's
She's showing that
crazy.
She's doing the work. She's taking joy. She says, I look forward to the racing. That's the high. And she just showed it out there today. An excellent time. And we see here this battle for that third position. Mitchell had it, and it almost looked like Gear was going to get her, but Mitchell responded. Look at the knee lift. She saw that she was there, and she found another little gear to hang on and make her first Team USA.
And for Lexi Holiday Lowry,
All right,
a
Lowry.
moment of fulfilled expectations as she extends her season into September, and Napoleon and Mitchell
That's awesome.
will join her in eighth.
And here is the closing. So Lexi won. Angela Napoleon is second, and Kaylee Mitchell is third. So congratulations, ladies. So this was amazing. I really like the sportsmanship of the women's steeplechase. Sadly, I couldn't cover the men's steeplechase, but maybe next time. Maybe at the Tokyo Championships, we might do that. But like I said, I was very, very happy, even though I had to skip it due to coverage of copyrights. But I enjoyed the steeplechase, and like I said, what I like about the whole event is that in different parts of the event, it seems as if they have smaller events in between, such as like there's like elements of hurdles, there's like elements of triple jump or high jumps. Like they're jumping on different segments of elements that kind of like have their own separate events. But I really enjoyed that. So for the people that gave me a shout out of watching the 3000 steeplechase, it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. But I could tell this takes a lot of mental fortitude to even compete at. But it almost reminds me also of a mile or a 5,000 meter race as well, because when the bells start ringing for like the mid half of the race or the last 2 laps, it's like it's surreal. But like I said, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we are officially kicking off the sprints next. So see you guys soon. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.